Let's talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is September 29, 2020, and we're going to be talking about WWE's Monday Night Raw because we had 3 championships on the line for this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got some updates of the women's tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. They are not clear to compete yet, but the Riot Squad will get their chance at the title until whenever Shayna and Nia Jax is ready to compete is better now. But they're not better now. But when they're better and they can compete, they will defend their tag team titles against the Riot Squad. But that's somewhere in the future. And ladies and gentlemen, we got some updates of the Retribution. We're not going to see them for 2 weeks because they're going to quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. They're not sick. Don't worry about that. They're not sick. They contact with somebody that is sick, and they just to make sure for safety for the people in the Amway Center and in the WWE, they're going to quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to see them this week or next week, I believe. And that's what's going to happen there. I think that's the end of the updates here. Now, let's get to Monday Night Raw. First, to start on Monday Night Raw, we have the legends that helped Drew McIntyre to retain the WWE title. Shawn Michaels, Big Show, Ric Flair, and Christian all in the ring, and Drew McIntyre as well. And Drew McIntyre is saying thanks to every single legend and talking about his friendship with all the legends. And Randy Orton was on the Titantron, and he says he wasn't done with Drew McIntyre. He would never be done with Drew McIntyre until he wins the WWE title. So I guess we're going to see Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre once again, but not on Raw. Because he says the Legends doesn't know the consequences, and he just walked away. He walked out of the building. And Drew McIntyre says, I want to be a fighting champion, so I'm going to have an open challenge in the main event of Monday Night Raw against somebody that he never versed or defended his WWE title against. And there's multiple guys he's beaten already. So we will find out who is going to answer that open challenge. Then we had the first championship of the evening on the line. We had Asuka versus Zelina Vega in a rematch for the Raw Women's Championship from Clash of Champions. I didn't care about for this match one bit. Why is this happening? Why? I didn't like it in the Clash of Champions. Why would I like it on Raw? Where's the difference? But it was an okay match. I still wasn't a big fan of it, but it was an okay match. But the winner of that match was Asuka. She retains the title. And then we had Andrade coming out after the commercial break came on. We saw Andrade saying to Zelina Vega, "You're nothing without me." And Zelina was upset about it, and she walked away. He says he holds up the team with him and Angel Garza. Remember, Angel Garza did get an injury, so he can't be there on Raw. But he issued an open challenge, and guess who answered it? Keith Lee answered the open challenge, and it was a pretty decent match. The 2 former NXT champions went at it, and I thought it was a pretty decent match, pretty decent. The winner of that match with the Spirit Bomb was Keith Lee. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we had the 24/7 title, got changed hands multiple times. Well, technically 2 times? No, 3 times in this show. And ladies and gentlemen, then we had a triple threat match for the 24/7 title. So, ladies and gentlemen, we saw R-Truth having they showed what happened in Clash of Champions, how Drew Gulak won his match. And no, they showed the shark attack that Tozawa got eaten by a shark. And then we saw R-Truth in the backstage playing chess with Little Jimmy. And he beat him. Isn't Little Jimmy a little child? Little imaginary child? And you beat him in chess? Okay. And then, ladies and gentlemen, one of the ninjas came out and gave Mr. R-Truth a letter, and he did it. And ladies and gentlemen, he did. Yeah, he just said words. I don't know. And then he gave him a present. I forgot what it was. He gave him a present. I forgot what was the present. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Tozawa, out from the dead, came out from under the table, and he pinned R-Truth to win the 24/7 title. And then the ninja whacked Mr. Tozawa with the suitcase, and then he won the 24/7 title, and he unmasked himself. It was Drew Gulak. And then R-Truth with the suitcase again, whacked Drew Gulak with the suitcase, and got the 24/7 championship back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the 24/7 title wasn't done there, but we do have two new Raw Women Superstars and a new tag team for the women's tag team division got made. And ladies and gentlemen, it was going to be Lana and Natty came to the ring and says Nia Jax and Shayna couldn't wrestle. They can't compete because they're not medical cleared. So the WWE should strip them of the titles and give it to them. I don't know why give it to you guys. Didn't you lose like twice to the number one contenders and the champions? Why would you get the titles? If they forfeit the titles, wouldn't it go to the Riot Squad? Because they're the no one contenders? That makes more sense, right? They get the no one contendership. So, I don't know. But, okay. I remember the Riot Squad beat the Iconics, become the Northern Contenders, and made them disband. How does Lana and Natalya say that they deserve to hold the tag titles when Lana got broken through the table twice by Nia Jax? You guys didn't beat them. You didn't beat the Northern Contenders. You lost. Now go. But Adam Pearce came out and says to Natty and Lana, we're not going to strip them of the titles. That's not going to happen. But I am going to do one thing, and that's going to give you a match. And he gave them a match against the debut of Mandy Rose. We already know Mandy Rose is coming to Raw, and her tag team partner, her new tag team partner, Dana Brooke, came from SmackDown, and she's part of Raw now. And in the tag team division with Mandy Rose, and the winner of that match, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, gets the win. I enjoyed the team. I hope they do a good success. Let's see what happens. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Owens and Aleister Black is not done with each other. Aleister Black explained why he's attacking Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens did not save Aleister Black against Seth Rollins. But, ladies and gentlemen, with this whole thing, Kevin Owens was with his family. He was with his kids, and this time of this year, you need to be with your family, because this craziness around the world is going crazy, and you can't leave your family for a long time. This is on the regular wrestling schedule. You know that, right? This is, if I could try and get some time off and try to time off, I'm going to be with my family. That's what it is. Aleister Black was mad about that, and Kevin Owens had a match with Aleister Black, and he won by DQ because Aleister Black accidentally back elbowed the referee and got himself disqualified, and then he got stunned because he was arguing with the referee, and Kevin Owens was just, okay, I'm going to stun you. So Kevin Owens wins by disqualification. Like I said, the 24/7 title wasn't done there. We had a triple threat match for the 24/7 title. R-Truth in his street clothes against Drew Gulak and Akira Tozawa for the 24/7 title. Guys, it felt like a comedy match. It didn't feel like a normal match. But the winner of that match was R-Truth getting the win. He retains the title. Then we had Murphy versus Dominic. How this match happened. And backstage, Seth Rollins was talking to Murphy. Looks like he's not mad at Murphy anymore. I'm guessing. And then he said, "Put your suit on because you don't have a match." And Murphy left his phone on one of those trunks, and he did. And then Seth Rollins stole the phone. He stole his phone, and then on the King's Court with Jerry Lawler talking to the Mysterio family, and he asks about Aaliyah about Murphy. She says she never talked to Murphy, and Murphy came up to her, sat down, and apologized. She didn't went to go find him at all, so that's that. And then Seth Rollins came up, and he says, "I think Aaliyah is lying because he put the text messages of her and Murphy on the screen, and it looks, and they were talking to each other on text, well, DMs, whatever you want to call it." But they even a birthday wish was even on there, wishing him a happy birthday. And ladies and gentlemen, Rey Mysterio, and then Aaliyah says Murphy is not like Seth Rollins, and Rey Mysterio was arguing with her, and then she walked away. So we had this match between, and then they fought in backstage, Murphy and Dominic. Murphy did not know about the text message that what Seth Rollins was doing. He got mad, and he even grabbed Seth Rollins and picked him up. He said, "What are you doing, boy?" And then he got attacked by Dominic. So this match got made. We had Dominic versus Murphy. Pretty decent match. Not bad. But the winner of that match was Murphy because of the distraction of Aaliyah, because Dominic wanted to hit Murphy with a candlestick, and then Aaliyah came out and said, "Don't do this. Put the stick down. Do all this." And Dominic says, get out of here. Let me do my match." And then he went back in the ring with a candlestick, and Aaliyah still screaming at Dominic, saying, "Don't do this." And Dominic said, "Get out of here." And Murphy gets the roll up, and he still get hit after the match. He still gets hit by the candlestick, and then he got stopped by Aaliyah, and then Murphy ran away. And then they were arguing each other. That Aaliyah says Murphy is not like Seth, like I told you before, and Dominic says, "I'm doing this for the family. You see what Seth and Murphy did to our family," and he agrees to with his father, Rey Mysterio, that Aaliyah is naive, and naive woman. What am I saying? Aaliyah got mad and slapped her brother in the face and walked away. There's going to be a family problem. Where's Jerry Springer when you need it? Need him. Ladies and gentlemen, then we had a 6-man tag team match. Cedric Alexander's in the Hurt Business boot camp because he lost to Apollo Crews last week to make sure he doesn't lose again like that and big mistakes. That's what MVP says. But ladies and gentlemen, we had Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, and Apollo Crews versus the Hurt Business in a 6-man tag team match. A brawl happened before the match, and then the lights went out. Retribution's logo was on the Titantrons, and ladies and gentlemen, then they went to commercial. But the winner of that match, pretty decent match, not bad. The winner of that match was Apollo Crews, Ali, and Ricochet being the Hurt Business. I'm guessing the Hurt Business should go back to boot camp because they lost like Cedric Alexander. Now we had the open challenge for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre versus the returning former NXT champion, the glorious one, Robert Roode, makes his return and gets a shot at the WWE title. Pretty decent match. I enjoyed this match, but the winner of that match was Drew McIntyre retaining the title. And then we saw a janitor was dressed as Randy Orton dressed as a janitor, and he went to this Legends Lounge. They were playing poker, and he went in there with a steel chair and night vision goggles. He went in there, he turned off the lights and start whacking Legends with the chairs. We couldn't see because it was in the dark, but you could hear the chair hit the people. hear the pork and chips flying off the table, and then you turn on the lights, and you saw Shawn, Christian, Big Show, and Ric Flair on the ground, hurt. And then he went out, and he put his hood back, and then he showed where everybody is hurt to the doctors and the personnel of the WWE in that locker room, and he walked away. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your consequences if you interfere with the Legend Killer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, that's the end of Monday Night Raw. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Impact Wrestling's results. That's all for me today. Tala is out. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys didn't know, Robin, Dam, and Katie Forbes is no longer on Impact Wrestling. They are off the website and off the roster reps website. They're not on there. Robin, Dam, and Katie Forbes is no longer on Impact Wrestling. Sami Callihan, I guess he got rid of them. I don't know. They said they didn't have contracts. They had agreements with Impact Wrestling to have a couple of matches for Impact Wrestling, but they didn't have contracts. They did it the same thing with John Morrison when he was in, I believe it was Slammiversary last year. He had no contract, but he had that one match against Rich Swann for the X Division title. Now that's what Robin Dam did against Sami Callihan. He didn't have a contract, but I guess he's in the good words. He did good. I guess he's in a good. He's good friends with the Impact Wrestling bosses. I forgot the word, so that's why that's what I said. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. I will see you guys tomorrow for Impact Wrestling. Tala is out. Bye.